know, it's your boy Joe back at it again, man. CodingPhase.com. Your boy's back and I done did it again. Yes, we got the people back. We got the mentorship season 2 is back. We done did it again, kids. Yo, we got your boy Aaron, we got Cam, we got Sam, we got your boy Robinson. We got a squad, man. You know, one more person was supposed to be here. You know, it's that person already got cut. You know what I mean? So this is how we doing it. We switching it up this year, right? This season, right? We coming in, we giving everybody a project, right? We giving everybody a project. As a matter of fact, there's gonna be 3 projects that they could choose from every single week. They choose one and say, hey, there's the one that I can do, right? There's one that's gonna be easy, there's one that's gonna be intermediate, and there's one that's gonna be hard, right? People get to choose which one they want to tackle. It's on them. They don't have to finish the whole project, but they need to finish at least a minimum of 3 of the sections, 3 of them, right? Everything doesn't have to be perfect, but what needs to be there is just, you know, the heart coming in, the determination, being able to show up, you know. So that's pretty much it. And then what's the little twist of this, right, is every week somebody's getting cut, right? So every single week somebody's getting cut. Luckily for this guys, somebody already got cut, so that means they good. You know what I mean? They good for next week. You know.
What's good, people? My name's Aaron. I'm from Staten Island, New York. You know, I've been programming for a little bit. I'm doing a bachelor's program, to be honest. You know, I know a few things. I'm learning some web development, HTML, CSS. Still a beginner, you know what I mean? But we learning every day, so we're trying to learn a lot right now. So that's about it. Since when I wanted to get into web development, let's see. I don't know, honestly, I just saw your videos and you made it simple to learn, and I can see myself like picking it up. So I've always been into computers and stuff like that ever since high school, you know, video games. And then like the things you could do with programming nowadays is it's insane. Like you can make apps on your phone. Like honestly, I just want web development is going to be the stepping stone, because who knows what else you can learn out there. You know what I mean?
People know about me. I'm Cam. I'm in the community. I'm from OKC, home of the Thunder, and I'm ready to learn this stuff. I even took time away from work to be on this, so I'm serious about this.
Nice.
Yeah, I've been doing this, I think, since March. You know, I joined the community. I saw your video, Joe, and I really love everything you're talking about. And I really did this mentorship because I feel like I need that extra push to get to the next level so I can get a job after this, because I feel like I got all the basic skills, HTML, CSS, and JavaScript. I just need to put it all together and be able to build websites and stuff.
Yeah, I'm from Illinois. I've been looking at programming. You know, I mean, I'm pretty familiar with PHP, vanilla JavaScript a little bit. That's about the only thing I have that I can give to an employer is something I did. I just put in like a couple hours here and there, probably four hours a week or something like that. An hour a day, 4 days or something. But sometimes I really, you know, if I have a project or something, I try to, I spend a lot more time on it. Probably several months, 5 or 6 months.
I've probably got the least experience out of all these guys. English, I've got an English history degree, but that's not for me. Just decided to change what I wanted to do. I've just been grinding ever since. I mean, it's been probably about 6 months. I'm just, I'm comfortable with CSS, HTML, JavaScript. I know a bit of vanilla, no jQuery, so just learning. So I've just been doing it for under 6 months. I left university, but when I was in university, basically there was some introductory course to like web development, and we had to build a website from using old school divs and tables, and I liked it. And then what actually made it even better was I had a part-time job when I was at university, and I was basically pushing trolleys at like this place called Sainsbury's, and this guy who looked, he looked about in his 20s, got in his Porsche, and I was like, no. I asked him, I went up to him, I was like, what do you do? And he was like, I just made my own software company. And I've built a couple of apps and that, and I was like, no ways. And I think after that, it's kind of when I was like, I never knew there was a lot of money in that. But at the same time, when I did my introductory course, it was only 3 months, but I liked it. It was cool. I was excited. I was building little websites with just div tags, and although we're using Dreamweaver, and I know Dreamweaver is like big cheat, but I fell into it, and I was like, oh yeah, let me get into this. But I've been suffering from learning, reading, and not building enough. That's why I want to do this.
Yeah, videos. Going back again to the rules. Every week you will receive a new project. You don't have to finish every single section of the project, but must do your best. Okay? Must show interest in being here. If you're showing up and you look like you're over here like watching TV, or you're talking to your mom, or you're like talking to your little son somewhere, and your son is like, "Daddy, could you pass me the controller?" Like, you know what I mean? Like, this is not the place for you, because people want to be here. This is not, I'm doing this out of my own free will, and you guys too. Is like, people actually send me over 27 emails, and I chose you guys, right? So, let's not spit on the faces of those people that couldn't be here. You know what I mean? So make sure you want to really be here. And then last one is the audience will vote for who to eliminate, and if the host feels the same as that person, right, would not be part of the show the next week, right? If we feel like you're just not going hard, like every week we got to eliminate somebody. Now, does it mean that you are a bad developer? Does it mean that you're not supposed to be here? No, it doesn't mean that. It just means like, hey, we just have to choose a top 1, top 2 of like people who we feel that just really want this bad, right? And like I said, somebody was supposed to be here, so pretty much they kicked themselves out, you know what I mean? So they didn't show up. So what that means is you guys get a free week. Everybody gets a free week here. So this week you good, the next week you guys are good, the week after that we have to go with the votes. All right, so what we're going to do now is we're going to start looking at the project, right? Because there's 3 projects, and you guys get to choose which one you guys want to do. All right, and what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna send it to you guys after the show, just to so you guys could have the files yourselves, and you could go over it, and then you choose which one you want to pick. All right, so let me see. Let me open this up. So the theme of this is gonna be e-commerce. Okay, I don't know. Can you guys see this? You can see this right now?
I can see it.
Yeah.
All right, cool. So pretty much, there's the website that you guys, one of the websites, right, that you guys could pick to choose to actually build. I mean, all of these 3 websites are built around e-commerce for sneakers, shoes. It can be anything that you want. You guys could decide, hey, I don't want to do it about sneakers. I want to do it about t-shirts. I want to do it about clothes. I could, you could change it. The images is just images. The design, then that's something different. That's something that you got to keep it the same, right? Now, it's like we're looking at this thing. You can build all of this stuff. You might think in your head, oh man, I don't have the images. I don't have the background. I don't know how to do this thing here, this triangle. All of the things that you're seeing can be done through regular CSS, right? Also, like I said, you don't have to finish every single section. Like, let's say I'm looking at this section right here, right? And I say, hey, you see this triangle? I can't do the triangle, but I can do this part, and I can put an image here. So yeah, so finish that, right? Do that. You don't have to go in and create a background exactly how it is, right? All of this stuff is doable, right? All of this stuff you could definitely do. This stuff right here might seem complicated, but it's 100% doable. Like, this is pretty much just one image in the background. You put a gradient on top of it. That's it. This is just text. This right here is just text that you could put. All of the stuff you could do it with Z-index. Okay, it's pretty simple. This thing, this whole section is the same thing. You can do this whole thing with Z-index, You don't have to do every single thing. Like if you was to be like, oh, all I have is this image here and 4 images here, you don't have to do the sneakers on the background. Now, if you really want to go hard and show your hard work, then you will put that sneakers title on the background, all right? See, it's the same thing like here. All you have to do is just build the sections here, okay? Don't drown in a cup. That's what I tell people all the time. You look at the design, you break it down section by section, right? You got a header up here, right? After the header, you got this top section here. Then from there, you have another section for logos. Then you got another sections for Jordans or whatever the limited edition release of whatever clothes or t-shirts, whatever you decide to choose, right? The images, like I said, you can find images on Google for all the items that you have here. Like you can literally go find them. Like it doesn't have to be this glasses, it doesn't have to be the sneakers, it doesn't have to be none of this stuff, right? Just if there's sneakers, find sneakers. That's it. All right. Now we're gonna look at the other one. Come here. That was one. Now I want you guys to start deciding which one you guys think. You could change it later on, but I want the people to know, the viewers, to know which one you guys are leaning more towards to. Is it the first one, the second one, the third one? Now, don't tell me right now. Tell me at the end after I show you all of them. So there's the second one. It's a pretty simple. To me, is the simplest one. Like, it's very simple. You don't have a lot of complicated things on it. All right. All of this stuff, like you see, like this shadows, this backgrounds, you don't have to do that at all. You just have to do like pretty much the things that make sense, like this image here and this image here, the title. All right, that's it. That's all you really have to do. This one, you can build this with regular CSS. Background, like I said, is just a regular background with an image gradient on top of it. This one's the same thing. Title. This is 3 images, a button. That's it. This is a whole bunch of images, like, you know, Instagram styled. Here's like a section for emails, and of course the footer. All right, pretty simple. To me, this is the simplest one. You guys can definitely choose that one. Now let's see this other one. I think this one's another one this one's intermediate, because this one has a lot of activity. That's what I call it. This has a lot of activity. Like this has a lot of stuff to do. Like you got the header, you got breadcrumbs, then from there you got a form here, whereas like you got the drop down, you have buttons here to buy, to sell, you got share, add to portfolio, follow, you got the image. Then from here, you got product details. Then this graph, you do not have to add a graph here. Now, if you wanted to really go hard, there's this thing called Charts.js. You could literally do this on Charts.js. All right, that's on you. If you really want to go the extra mile, you know, you want to impress me, you want to impress the people, you want to impress yourself, you know, to really go hard. Because sometimes, you know, 99% of the times when you at work, they're going to tell you, hey, do this graph. So now you have to do the research on where to find a library for graphs, and you know, it's all on you. You don't have to do this, but this will look nice if you do it. All right. Now the next thing is just like a recommended section for the people, related sneakers, a footer, and like a copyright section. All right. Now that's about it, kids. So I want to know, which one are you guys actually leaning onto? Like, which one would you like to do?
What do you call it? I'm gonna go first. Let's see.
Mm-hmm.
I'm leaning towards the third one, to be honest. I feel like I could do that one.
Okay, that's fine.
Like it's accomplishable. I'm still a beginner, but I think I could really hook it up.
Nah, that's fine. If you guys wanted to go with the third one, you could do it. Definitely. Which one will you go with, Cam? Cam is like,
okay.
I know about this.
Okay. I was gonna go with the third one, but since he went to the third one, I'm gonna go with the first one.
Okay, yeah. Now that's fine. I think, to be honest with you guys, the third one, it has a lot of activity. When I mean activity, it has a lot of little things like breadcrumbs, which there's really, in reality, there's more work on that one, but it's easier work than everything else.
Right.
Because everything else is gonna deal with a lot of positioning and a lot of working with the backgrounds and just making everything in the right places, right? But the third one has a lot of activity. It might look easy, might look like a lot of, it's like simple, but it's a lot of work. Trust me, I've done websites like that. It's like breaking down into layouts and HTML and then doing the CSS, and it's gonna be a little work. All right, now, Sam, which one you trying to lean to?
Okay. Which one is the beginner or whatever? But just based on the look, I like the first one.
This is not a competition. What this is basically hold you accountable to really go hard, right? Because right now you could do this on your own. You could be like, hey, I'm gonna find a design myself and I just build them out on my own time. You know what I mean? Like it's not really telling you like, oh man, y'all gotta do this. But what this does is holds you accountable to really come in, go hard. The things that you don't know, like you might be finding yourself trying to position something, right? And in one of the designs, you'd be like, oh man, I'm trying to position this exactly how the design is, right? But if you didn't have that design from this show here, you probably wouldn't even try to build that on your own. You know what I mean? Like this is going to help you push forward, man. So by Friday, you have your project done, and we have to do a meeting 1-to-1, because the way how I'm gonna do is I'm gonna go in 1-to-1, look at your project, look at your code with you, see the things that you did. If your code is looking sloppy, I'm gonna tell you your code looking sloppy. If there's some things that you could have fixed, I'm gonna tell you could have fixed this. Make the font a little bit smaller here, make it a little bit bigger here. The image should be a little bit to the left, whatever it is, right? And then from there, what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna take that. We're gonna record that whole meeting that we're gonna have, which most likely is gonna be maximum 20 minutes, right? So then from there, I'm gonna copy it, save it, cut it up, and then from there put in the highlights for the next show for next week, right? Now, the show is not going to be live, like I said, for everybody. The show is gonna be on CodingPhase.com, and will be on YouTube. I will release it on YouTube in 2 weeks from now, right? So if an episode came out today here, I'm releasing it 2 weeks from now on YouTube, right? And that's exactly how we're going to do it. It's like a 2-week delay. And the reason why we're doing this is because we want more people to come into the website, register to the website, because I'm putting in so much content for you guys. And there's going to be multiple shows that I'm creating. There's other things that I want to do with everybody here. Like I said, I'm planning on going to different events and other stuff that's going to be exclusive content to CodingPhase.com. YouTube is just a platform for you guys to find us, but at the same time, we have our own platform. We're not depending on YouTube on whatever it is. Now, the whole thing is completely free. People be freaking out. They be like, oh my God, I got to go to CodingPhase.com. I got to pay a membership. No. About 50 to 60% of everything on the website is free, guys. All you have to do is register. It's just like the same thing as YouTube. You sign up to YouTube, that's it. Hope you guys enjoy this show. I'll see you guys later. Stay up. Y'all better finish this project. I don't want to come back over here and be like, boy, get
nah, good luck,
do some work, man.
I'll get it done.
Cool.
Sugar, spice, and everything right.
Word. If you watch the show, you get to vote on who gets to stay, who gets to leave. All right. So as you can see here, who you think will survive till the end? And here's the link, man. And like, vote for who you think is going to win, who you think is going to survive till the end. next time on CodingPhase.com. I'll be honest with you guys, I don't know who's gonna make it, man. I really don't think you guys are really working hard. Somebody's getting cut.